Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I apologize. Dandelions. I talked about clover, and people are kind of stuck on, he said clover, he said clover. Well, there's more. I mean, there's so many different plants that are so beneficial. Dandelions. Oh my God. Look, if you got dandelions, you've got a compacted soil problem. You've got clay. Um, and just like I said, radishes, great root base plant that will leave you nitrogen if you never harvest it. Let it grow, let it go deep, let it open up the clay. Well, dandelions are doing the same thing. I know dandelions grow in some really weird places. Well, that's because there's a job to do. That's what I'm talking about. Your plants will whisper to you, and they will tell you what's going on. Dandelions, compacted soil, acidic soil, shade soil. All of these areas, dandelions will thrive in um, because they're doing a job. They're trying to decompact the soil. They're also, as I continually preach, they're trying to cover the soil. Nature doesn't like bare soil. You drive by a farm, you see bare soil, and you see rows of plants, you know you have a problem. Nature doesn't work that way. Go out in the wild and show me a bare field. Nature doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Have to have cover. And dandelion is one of them. But what's neat about dandelions is they'll show you different things as they progress. Um, you see a dandelion in an area that's all spread out. It's because it's trying to cover that area. It's also trying to bring in calcium. It's one of the few plants that we have that will go into the clay, bury itself, and pull up calcium, neutralizing soil. So, like your rose bushes, and you've got a lot of dandelions around, it's because nature's trying to repair the soil. It's a natural thing. So you can get a hold of, like, say you're calcium deficient, because dandelions, again, is a medical as well. If you can get a hold of dandelion leaves and consume them like a salad or something, you're going to introduce calcium into your system from a different form. Beneficial, beneficial, beneficial. All of these plants are here for a reason. Learn to listen to them and learn to hear the whispers of what they're trying to do. Calcium, huge, huge, like conifer trees, the needles, your pine trees, and what have you. These will all cause acidic soil. Um, Shaded areas, you're going to find dandelions growing because Mother Nature wants all this covered. Now, again, as you bring in more calcium, your grass is going to grow thicker and expand and be stronger and cover those areas. Now, yeah, a lot of different forms of grass want more sunlight, need 8 hours of sunlight, what have you. So you're going to have to mix and match depending on what you have around your yard. So having the perfect green in your yard, depending on where your sun is, let's be realistic. You know, Mother Nature has its reasons for what it does. So listen to Mother Nature. Look at what you're seeing. Look at what's going on. So yeah, look at what the dandelion's doing. I want clover. Yeah, absolutely. I want higher nitrogen. Dandelions, on the other hand, are bringing up calcium. Now, obviously, my book is about remedies. Get the book. It'll explain some things. If you bring in what these plants are there to do, and you aerate yourself, and you open things up yourself, obviously these plants aren't needed anymore. Dandelions thrive in acidic soil. They thrive in compacted soil. So as you decompact and you deacidify by using calcium and any other supplements, dandelions stop. Just like with clover, if you've got a lot of clover because you need nitrogen and you pump nitrogen into your soil, the clover will naturally go away. That's why I offer, utilize your coffee grounds. Don't throw them out. Heavily filter them, make sure there's nothing else bleeding out of them, and get them out in your yard. It brings up the nitrogen level naturally. As it decomposes in your soil, use Mother Nature. Use what we have. We don't need the chemicals. The chemicals are causing the flooding problems. The chemicals are causing these problems overall. So stop. Just stop. Back up. Let nature do her thing. Now, some of you are going to get the book, and some of you are going to be, well, I'm only going to use this part, and then I'm going to complain because the book didn't help me, because you didn't utilize all of it. You didn't understand it. Go back and read it again. I'm not saying you're wrong, because as you go through the system, you're going to find certain areas in your yard are going to need certain areas of the book, not all. So as you reach that balance point, you're going to be able to identify areas throughout your yard. Well, I need a little bit of this from the wizard, or I need a little bit of that from the wizard, or I need to amp this up, or I need to take this away. You'll find that balance. You'll understand what nature's talking about. You'll understand what she's trying to tell you with the plants that are growing. And you want to call them weeds, I call them beneficial plants. They're talking to me. They tell me what's going on. If you've got flooding, you've got clay, somebody's using too many chemicals. If you're the one chasing the weeds with the chemicals, my book's not going to help you, because you're going to cancel out what you're trying to do. As you dump a chemical on a living creature, you're going to kill it. And you'll destroy the food web. And that's the whole goal here. Covered soil, food web, expanding topsoil. That's the whole key. Now we've got an event coming up. Be looking for it. I am going to be providing links to this other channel as this thing goes on, as his yard progresses. He's going to take us through his process of using the Wizard's Guide. We're going to do it financially stricken, though, because not everybody can jump into this hardcore and do every step that's suggested here. And again, this is about saving money, right? There are natural ways to do things. So between what he's doing and what I'm doing, we're going to show you how to use the Wizard's Guide and the Wizard's knowledge. Sorry, the knowledge, and how to get the best results for your yard. And we're going to do it by comparison. We're going to leave part of it wild, and we're going to take care of part of it. We're going to show you the difference. So stick around, be ready. And again, it's about getting the Wizard's Guide out there. It's about getting it in everybody's hand. This is really important. Come to my website, Green Wizard's Guide. Buy signed copies. Get it from Amazon. Go into Barnes & Noble. Request the book. It should be on the shelf. I'm out there. I am. Yeah, it's a couple of dollars, but how much are you willing to save? How much are you willing to keep in your pocket by just having this knowledge? We have to get off the chemicals, but we've got to do something. Now, if you can follow along with us, follow along with the guide, and utilize this stuff in your garden. But no, it's not a gardening book. It's a yard care book. They both are one in the same. Plants are plants regardless. So we don't need to talk about plants specifically to gardens. We need to understand what nature's doing and understanding what the food web is doing and understanding what we have available to us for free. So let's not immediately assume there's no other way to utilize all of the systems and all of the things I suggest in the book. Nature has a way. She really does. You know, nature's forgiving. You can ask her for forgiveness. And if you help her along, maybe she'll forgive you. And you'll get your yard back. You'll get your heart back. You'll be the one standing on the street looking at your picture perfect yard while your neighbors are all sitting back scratching their heads going, I've got nothing but weeds. I don't understand. What happened? Yeah. Like I said earlier, with your dandelions, you're getting the calcium. Calcium fed into your grass makes your grass stronger, makes it thrive. Calcium in all plants make them stronger. Remember those chicken eggs? That's pure calcium. Dry them out, grind them up, get them in your yard. Aerate. Do not rototill, aerate. There's a difference. There's a difference. And your yard is going to show you the love because of it. So, buy the book. Tell your friends. This knowledge can't be lost, shouldn't be lost. Get your hands on a couple of copies. I know we're running out of season. People are going to complain this year about all the flooding. They're going to complain about how poorly their yards did and how poorly their gardens did. Mine's thriving. Mine's thriving. Nature's in control in my yard. I'm just giving her a helping push, a helpful hand, and paying attention to what she's asking for. So get the knowledge. It's not expensive. Get the knowledge. Get other people to get the knowledge. It will make all the difference in the world. And yes, it works very quickly. Once you give nature that little trigger, that little boost, just stand back. Watch what happens. It's incredible. It really is. Mother Nature is forgiving. Mother Nature will allow things to return. All you got to do is ask. You guys have a great day. I'll see you out there. And take a look at some of the links I'm going to add to this particular show because there are other benefits to letting dandelions grow. And I happen to know a couple of people that talk about them. I'm not going to talk about the holistic side of it, but some of you might be interested. So I'm going to add those links to this. We'll talk to you all later. We'll see you out there on live stream somewhere out there. Have a great day.